Hello everyone, welcome back to Factorio. This is Brian from Tangerine Music Labs, and today we're not going to be playing the game, but kind of wanted to make a video that's a little bit different, talking about the differences in philosophy between Factorio playing styles. Now, mainly the difference between the circle belt factory that I have here. I've been making a lot of these recently. Versus kind of the standard, the most popular style right now, which is busing. So by busing, I mean like, you can see some of the stuff here, yeah, by busing, I mean this kind of thing, where you have basically one resource type per lane. I guess you can define it that way. Organizational method where you have one resource type, sometimes two, but a limited resource type per belt, and then you use that to kind of create more things. So in most cases, maybe you might start with two different resources, push it up, you'll build something here, and then at the end you'll have three different things. And as you get more throughput, things get bigger and your factory gets bigger. Here, though, in circle belts, your factory doesn't really get that much bigger, no matter how long you play. So I'm basically at the end of the game, so I've already beaten this. And, to do this in a standard factory style, it'll probably be at least 5 or 6 times bigger than this. So circle belt factories are very space efficient, mostly because you're putting all of your resources into, a limited amount of space here. So you're forced to deal with, you have to really think about the balance of your belt, because you have a limited amount of space. That's just it. Now, interesting thing is that one of my viewers, a few days ago when I was playing this game, pointed out the fact that my factory looks like a Chinese dragon. Like a dragon, but a Chinese dragon in particular. And I'm like, oh, wait, really? Now that I pull back and look, it's actually kind of true. And I totally did not do this on purpose. He even breathes fire once in a while when it's my furnaces are working. And you look on the map, it's actually pattern is actually pretty clearly there. Here's the head. There's like a snake-like body thing, and here's maybe the wings. Oh yeah, even my solar field here. And there's a little tail with all the stuff here. And I did not plan this at all. So when someone pointed it out to me, I'm like, whoa, really? What does this mean, And I kind of realized that, so I'm Japanese American, in case you didn't already know, but I kind of realized that the way I've been building factories is very, very Asian, East Asian in its philosophy. The idea that things work in cycles. It's about the balance of things, and the idea that if you want to go even deeper, you can kind of see the difference between reincarnation versus the idea of going to heaven or hell. Like here, you have a place where you start and you go and you get bigger and bigger and you go somewhere. You're not really sure where, but some are good, some are bad. And whereas here, if you put down, if I do that, that's going to have consequences later on. It's going to come back to me eventually, and I don't know, yeah, maybe it's overboard to call it reincarnation, but the idea that, things work in cycles and things come back to you is very East Asian in the way you think about things. So, yeah, so the thing is, so that also kind of pointed out one thing about the game itself, which is that what makes Factorio Factorio? Like, what is the game really about? And if you think about it, everything runs what makes it a game as opposed to, like, you know, a simulation, real life simulation in factory management, are these magic belts here. And I call them magic because if you look at it, it's running on its own. What is it powered by? Nothing. It just runs on its own. It just somehow pushes things forward without really any external help. So yeah, so without these belts, you wouldn't be able to play this game this way, because eventually you run out of space and run out of energy. And the fact that you have these belts that kind of run magically on its own, it makes the game, the busing method possible, if you think of it that way. It would be interesting if they added mods where these belts cost energy, and you know, then you'll have to really think about where you're gonna be doing your things next. Right now it's just all free. You know, it's free, you can go anywhere, so that's why everybody makes 1 trillion belts everywhere. So yeah, so the reason why I'm kind of obsessed with making factories in this way is mostly because so I know I'm not the only one who likes building factories in this way, but I know I'm pretty much the only one making videos about these, because you know, it's a fairly obscure thing to do. And you know, I wanted to try to make some things as a proof of concept that these things can work. And what I've kind of realized is that so there's going to be a point, if the Factorio developers keep on making the game, keep on adding more and more things to the game, making the game more complex, especially with mods, there's going to become a point where making a factory in this way is actually better than the busing method. Because, like, okay, say right here, right, you have 1 resource type per belt. Now, that works because, you know, there's a fairly, I mean, there's lots of stuff, but there's a fairly limited amount of things in the belt, and you know, the map can handle it. But what if there were 1,000 instead of 100, or 2,000 different types of items? You're gonna, basically, your whole map is going to be just belt. It's just belt everywhere, and you're not going to be able to do anything because you just have belt, and you won't have any room to make anything else. So I do think, yeah, in the long run, I think circle belt factories will have its place, and it'll actually be a very viable and effective method for dealing with a lot of the logistic issues that go into playing this game. So until then, I think I'm just going to keep on making this over and over and over and trying to refine it. And, you know, I mean, part of it is just, you know, my obsession with trying out and experimenting with new things, but it seems like people are finding it interesting as well. So as long as that's there, I think I can keep on doing it, and I'm going to try different challenges. See, also the nice thing is, even military-wise, if I put down this, you know, if I put down ammunition just on this belt, I can actually place defenses anywhere. You know, it's very, very adaptable, and you can deal with threats, enemies, and all kinds of stuff anywhere, because you can get everything you need from here, and everything you need can come from the belt, and you can also put down what you don't need on the belt. And as long as you maintain a good sense of balance, then your factory will be healthy. If I could have done a better job with that. I'm figuring it out, you know, but I'm getting there. So anyway, yeah, I hope you found this interesting. I know it was a kind of a weird video, you know, to talk about some things, but yeah, I find it really interesting to, like, kind of you know, go a little bit deeper into the reasons why we play games, and why we enjoy things. So Yeah, and I hope to see you in the next campaign. And thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon. Okay, bye bye.